Pandas. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Little flustered this morning because OBS just had a big update and I had no idea, and I just updated before I started the stream, and it just broke all my plugins. It broke my stream deck, and so I'm just a little frazzled here, but we're here, and thanks for joining. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. What a crazy last couple days we've had. By the way, actually, let me go ahead and change this. There is a Labor Day special. Make sure you use BBM 80 first month. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. BBM 80 for 80% off Labor Day sale. Absolutely amazing. There was news at 8:30 today, if you guys didn't know. It was the unemployment numbers, and boy oh boy, did it cause some volatility here. 80% first month, 50% the rest. Yep, recurring. That's usually how they do it. It will, the coupon. Yeah, it ends on 9/8, so you have about a week to use this. That's actually very generous of them, because 80% coupons, like with the 80% off, the 50K count is like 30 some dollars. You can get funded with $50,000 with a $30 initial investment. It's just absolutely insane to me that they would actually do that. It's like, it's a little silly because it's cheaper than a reset fee. So if it's cheaper than a reset fee, it's just in my opinion, it's just like it's just so cheap. It's so cheap. Absolutely amazing, but make sure you take advantage of the BBM 80 for 80% off. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Dylan Lowe, good morning. Late Tsunami, good morning. Turtle Toes, good morning. Kevin Mack, good morning. CJ, good morning. SW Blaze, good morning from Chicago. Mindful Jazzy, good morning. Turtle Toes. Mike R, good morning. Vincent Diaz, good morning. Tony P, good morning. Bernadette, good morning. What was it, that positive energy? Marcos Lima, good morning. From Brazil. We're in Brazil. This is Brazil. Speedy Boy, good morning. Tony P, 35. Yep, for first month. And you want to know what movie that's from? This is Brazil. Make sure you drop a GM in the chat. Or good evening, depending where you're from. Also, drop your location. Love to know where you guys are from. Yeah, the hard question you gotta ask is not should you open Apex. The question you gotta ask is which Apex account should you open. That's a tough question. Do you wanna go big or go small? Corsi says that his country is blacklisted. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. I know. I think they recently put out a list of some countries you can't open Apex accounts. I'm not sure why. I think that's recent too. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Yeah. I don't know why that is. That's crazy. That's really sad. That's really sad. Pandas. I mean, we're about to have market open in about 3 minutes here. Boy, oh boy. I mean, looking at the daily chart, we had this trap trigger. We're coming back up. Might come back to test the 20 EMA here from below. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did that. In fact, a nice setup would be a two-legged pullback. Continuation downwards. I'm already thinking we're already in downtrend. This is going to be a pullback in the downtrend. Because we're way beneath the 20 MA. I'm surprised how easily we're breaking through the 4,000 mark right now. But that's what's happening. So trying to think like previous resistance acting as support now, perhaps. About to open in. I mean, we could have a strong bull trend day today. The news, this was caused by the news. Big up, big down. And huge move up, huge move down, huge move back up. And now we're continuing upwards here. Do I think we're in a bull trend day today? Perhaps. I mean, it seems like it now. Because we're obviously going up. So we are in an uptrend currently. Does that mean that we just take every long that we can take? Not really. We still need to wait for the key areas. Key areas such as trend lines, moving averages. We need some sort of support to trade off of. I mean, we could potentially have a two-leggy here. Market is about to open. Two-legged pullback. Perhaps here. off the 20 MA, maybe off our trend line as well. It's a spiking channel. And good morning, guys. Good morning. Most of you guys think it's gonna be a bull trend day today. I will see the first couple bars on the 5-minute. I want to see them, and then I think I can decide. But right now, we're definitely in an uptrend after the huge move up with the news. The previous day's high is way down here, and we're like way above, so we're gapping up on the daily chart. Market's about to open in about 15 seconds. The daily chart coming back up here. We can have an uptrend back to the 20 MA. Market just open pandas. Looking for a two-leggy here, maybe. I like it to come down to the 20 EMA here and give me a nice little bounce. This is floating in the middle of nowhere. We're getting a two-legged pullback here forming in an uptrend. Priming up my order here. Terrible signal bar, not what I'm interested in. Follow through on this down bar. Okay, so we're just starting off bearish here. So right now the trend has broken, and it could be an overshoot to undershoot. We can get a reversal here. Could be a sort of break of trend to new high type situation. Major trend reversal. Perhaps. It looks like it is about to trap this morning here. First trade, or first second entry long. Looks like it's just trapped. You're not taking the second entry longs beneath the 20 MA. This is why I don't take it underneath the 20 MA. This trap is reversing. Let's see if there's follow through here. No follow through currently. Well, we'll see. Let's wait for the bar to finish. There may be some follow through actually now. There's follow through here. Right, always in short now. People saw this bar, always in short. Let's see how we react on for a trend line here. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a reaction. Just right off the bat, straight down. See, this is what I'm saying. Even though we're obviously in uptrend, you gotta wait for a couple bars. Because even with the obvious uptrend, I mean, it just reverses like this. Coming off our trend line could be possible long entry. I mean, for me, my best entry here would be, I don't know, feels like I'm just short. It's kind of hard. We're way beneath the 20 MA. Definitely not gonna just go long off this bounce, because most time these do break down, right? You usually have a breakout. 80% of the time have like some sort of breakout, either failed or successful breakout. I mean, technically you can call this a breakout. It also honestly depends on how you formulate, how you form this. You know, what are you gonna use, the low or the bar? So you're not going long here, going sideways. It does break below, so if you went long here, you just got stopped out by one tick, by two ticks. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Wayne Bicknell, good morning. Welcome. It's a downtrend. What can I say? We are in a straight downtrend right now. Just a downtrend. What can I say? I mean, 4 pushes down so far. What's happening here? Perhaps another trap. We'll see. Perhaps another trap. Higher time frame, 10,000 tick chart. We're bouncing off of the 20 EMA here on the higher time frames. Ooh, let's see if I can capture a trend line here. Doesn't look that good. Let's see. Okay. This is a 10,000 tick chart. We're getting a decent channel up here, actually. Maybe a two-legged pullback to the downside here, perhaps. This first entry was good. It's another trap trade. I mean, these are all first entries, far away from 20 MA. Hard to take any of these trades. Just watching, just watching. By the time that we get a two-legged pullback, it might be too late in trend, and this is when things get a little confusing for us. We can say obvious downtrend, but it could also be late in trend in a trading range. So, you know, that's kind of what happens when you have a big up, big down, big up, big down. You have areas where you can potentially have these buy zones, right? This is a buy zone here. Let's see. I was working on a bar timer indicator, and I may try it out. One second. Actually, yeah. I don't want to mess anything up on the stream right now because there was a big update on OBS. And kind of just like, yeah. Hey, if anyone wants to stream, just make sure if you're gonna do an update on OBS, you make sure you don't do it right, you know, a minute before stream, before you want to stream, because it might break your plugins. So right now, all my plugins are broken. Which means I can't do my thug life if I get a scalp here. Potential two-leggy here. Potential two-legged pullback. The first bar on the 5-minute. Strong bear bar ending on its low. Let's see if we can follow through on that bear bar. Two-legged pullback. Terrible signal bar to go short, so we're not going to use this one here. On the higher time frames, we are on the 20 EMA. We can bounce off of here and keep going up. Sure, why not? Why not? Strong bull bar, right? 2 bull bars above the 20 EMA now. There are bulls who will be eager to go always in long at this point. I'm going to set on my pause. We do have this little congestion here creating this trading range. Hope you guys are doing well. Drop, you know, make sure you scalp that like button. We may have a trap here. Possibly, but we're hitting our heads right at the resistance here with this cluster of candles. So we can have an area where we start to get choppy. This trap trade does push up. Doesn't give you your scalp yet, and you're hitting your heads at the resistance here. You're above the 20 MA. Terrible signal bar. One good thing about it is you do have the 10K chart on your side. You're above the 20 MA on the 10,000 tick chart. 5-minute chart, you have a strong bear bar ending on its low. Maybe a 50% retracement of this first bar. I'm just watching here. I don't like this trap. I kind of like this trap, but it was so early, just right in the open, just wasn't ready for it. But I definitely didn't like the long underneath the 20 MA. The trap has no follow through. In fact, the trap just failed. Tricky day, pandas. I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is a tricky day. The fact that this trap fails here, it's a tricky day. It's gonna be a tricky day. What can I say? That trap just fails, so typically traps are good setups, but we start to get a little choppy here. We start to hit our heads right at the resistance level. This is why I skipped this trap. We're above the 20 MA, even a good signal bar, but this is why I skipped the second entry short, because we're above the 20 MA here. Now we hit the top of the trading range, back to the bottom. If anything, we can see that this is probably some sort of break a trend to new high. And reversing here, continue this downtrend. This is a short-term trend line. Making a new low now. Absolutely amazing. I'm glad I skipped all these trades. I'm glad I skipped this short. I'm glad I skipped this long. And now I know we are tricky. It is a tricky market today. The fact that that this price action just happens now, to me, this will be an indication that today may be very tricky. As in, we could have a trading range day today. I mean, we're thinking maybe we can have a strong bull trend, but now when you look at this, we're underneath the $4,000 mark here, and yeah. This blue box is a buy zone. You can see this is a signal bar. Basically, the buy zone is just a signal bar before the breakouts. Big breakout here, just a signal bar. So anywhere near this area could be a buy zone, also matching with the 240 SMA. And we also have, like, in this higher time frame, right, breaker trend to new low. How do I know that? Because if you look on the 10,000 tick chart, it's just a two-legged pullback, two pushes down. A, B, C. This is kind of how you can maybe figure out if you had to break a trend to new low. Because on the higher time frames, it's going to be two-legged pullback. On the lower time frame, it's this big move down, break a trend to new low. So we do push down strongly here, in my opinion. We're coming right to our buy zone. And on the higher time frame, we're basically at our trend line right now that we've had for a couple sessions here. Let me clean this up, make sure it's good. Buy zone here, 10,000 tick chart, bottom of the trend line. 5-minute chart, follow through on the 5-minute chart. Probably gonna fill this gap on the 5-minute. Trap trade to the downside here. Right into the buy zone, so I'm not buying that, right? It's far away from 20 May. I mean, I'm not selling this. It's far away from 20 May. You know, a lot of things are going against you. And if you're in this trade, thoughts and prayers to you. Thoughts and prayers for those who went short here. Just got stopped out. Just sitting on your pause. This is why you gotta wait for a good setup. This is the day where, when traps fail like this, you know you have a tricky day. You know you're having a tricky day on your hands. In my opinion, I think trading range day today. Very tricky. I mean, it looks like a downtrend, but honestly, with all these failed traps here, it seems like more like yeah. This is not a place where you go short either, right? You got the break of trend to new low. You're actually looking for a long trade here, which could trigger the second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart coming off our trend line. Now this could create a trap here, which may cause a big reversal, big move down. And we do have this cluster of candles here, which may act as some sort of gravity point, right? A place where it'll be like a magnet for the markets. We have all this price action overnight session just looking like this, and we might just come back into here and just go in and out of this of these stacked bars here, cluster of bars. The buy zone bouncing right off the buy zone, as you guys can see. We bought right, people scalped already. Now let's see if the swing traders can make money. The higher low setup is probably a better setup coming off this buy zone. These strong bull bars, right? Three bull bars in a row. No pullbacks yet, right? Every pullback has been small. Can't even break the previous candle's low. Big push up. So the buy zone's good, as you can see. And also triggering a second entry long on the trend line. Nice push up here. So that buy zone marked a while back. We marked this. And what I mentioned about the buy zone, what is it? You know, it's no secret. I'm not trying to make any secrets here. I'm trying to tell you all my thoughts. This is created from Al Brooks. Al Brooks says there's a gap, right? When the gap gets filled, it can act as a support. So basically, it's a gap being filled and people are buying, right? Those who missed this trade here, this is their opportunity to enter in there. Oh man, we have a big uptrend day today. If we come back here for the bulls, it's a gift for them. So just buying. It goes one tick underneath it. People were buying with limit orders here, getting ready. Potential reversal on the 10,000 tick chart and bouncing off the 20 MA. If we break below here, could be actually a strong move down. Very strong move down, in fact. If we get a reversal, opening reversal like this on 10,000 tick chart, could be a really strong move down. Higher low setup. Am I looking for a long entry here, pandas? What are we looking for? What are we looking for? What's our bias right now? Now that we have some I'm gonna put this pull up again here pretty much. And now that we have some price action, I want to ask you, what do you think the market cycle is going to be today? What's your bias today? What's the price action going to look like today? Potential trap to the long side, and I am so tempted to take this trap right here. I'm very tempted to take this trap. Very tempted to take this trap here. Ooh, strong bear bar ending on its low. If this traps out, this could be very tempting to take for me. Very tempting. The only thing that, like, I just drew this trend line from this pivot to this pivot. It might act as resistance here. Could be a possibility. But this trap is very tempting. Very tempting. So I'm not asking you basically what I think right now where we're at. I'm asking for today's market cycle, what do you think it's going to be? Do you think we're going to have still a bullish day today, a bearish day today, or trading range type day today for the bias of the day? Of course, that can change over time, but with the first few couple candles on the 5-minute chart, we can kind of get an idea of what today might look like. I would wait for one more candle, 5 candles, and that will really help us a lot. So good thing I made this trend line from this pivot to this pivot, because we just bounced off of it perfectly here, and that also triggers a trap on the 10,000 tick chart, and this could be a big mama bear reversal here. I mean, I've seen bear reversals here. People go short here, and it never breaks above this pivot, and people just hold it short all day. I've seen that. I've seen it with these panda eyes. That has happened, and it can happen today. But like I mentioned, today we already saw so many failed traps on the 2,000 tick chart. I wouldn't be surprised to see a failed trap on the 10,000 tick chart. Who knows? Big push up. Let's see here. We got to break this trend line if we have any chance to really go up, or really consider taking a long trade. We need to be above this trend line. It looks like a 10,000 tick chart might fail this trap. I mean, from the looks of it, doesn't look too good for the bears. We'll see though. Interesting. Looks like the trap's gonna fail on the 10,000 tick chart. It really does look like the trap's gonna fail here, and that could be due to the fact that on the lower time frames we failed all our traps as well. Ooh, big push up off our trend line, higher low setup, 10,000 tick chart off the trend line, above the 20 EMA. Ooh, okay, I see what you're doing, market. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to go up higher. I mean, let me draw the same trend line on the 2000 tick chart, because technically I probably can draw the same trend line here. Yep, I think this is the trend line. We're in this up channel, pushing up strongly, getting a bounce off this trend line, breaking above here. The higher time frame, this is why I saw the trend line, because you get a higher low, second entry long on the higher time frame, continuing this channel upwards. Tricky, tricky. Very tricky. Tricky but straightforward. Notice, pandas, where we bounced off. We bounced off our buy zone that I marked way back here. Bounced off of it, 1 or 2 ticks. 2 pushes up, right? Higher low, not second entry long, but it's a higher low, double bottom. Ends up looking like a type of head and shoulders here, as you guys can see. But this is a major trend reversal currently forming. Okay, you got the neckline here already breaking. If you guys know how to measure the target for a head and shoulders? Who knows how to measure the target of a head and shoulders? My bias right now is long. It is long right now, by the way. The fact that we bounce off this trend line with this higher low double bottom. I mean, we can also have a break of trend to new high here, creating a small downtrend. We may need a downtrend to play out. We need a break of trend to new low, or just essentially a two-legged pullback. Exactly. Carry cooking dull. Exactly. You get the measure, right? You find the distance between the head and the neckline, and you find the breakout area, and this is the measure move that we're trying to hit, which is about basically at the 4,000 mark. Big push down to the 20 EMA. Two-legged pullback on the 10,000 tick chart. Terrible signal bar. Boy, oh boy. This is wild. If we break down here, premise completely changes. Like, I wasn't thinking this, It ends up being a failed head and shoulders. Terrible. Very tricky. You're still wondering what the bias is today. Even if you look at the poll, it's pretty much even across the board. No one knows what's going to happen today. Still no one knows. If you look at the 5-minute chart, 5-minute chart, basically trading range right now. Very difficult, strong bear bar ending on its low. Some follow through, but I mean, you might have always in short traders right now, still in the market, still selling, right? When you see the strong bear bar on the 5-minute chart, people are just selling. Selling at the bottom of this bar, selling at the close of this bar. As you can see, it just moves down, doesn't go very much higher up. Selling at the bottom of this bar, right? Selling at the top of, they're just selling the close. That's what's happening. Boy, oh boy. Very confusing here. It's another higher low. It's absolutely amazing right now. Right? Could just have a trend line, simple trend like this. This thing is getting confusing. Let's keep it as simple as possible here. $4,000 mark is the target for the head and shoulders. Strong bull bar ending on its high. People want some follow through on this bar. If you look at the 10,000 tick chart, it might be creating a failed second entry short coming off our trend line. Whew. Very confusing. The 5-minute bar basically looks like a trading range to me, but strong bear bar in the beginning. I still think people are always in short on the 5-minute. They might stop. They might not be always in short now because of how sideways it's going. They might be basically coming out break even at this point, wondering maybe basically 50-50 on which way it's going to go because we have so many overlapping bars. So it's just a very confusing day, very hard to trade in my opinion. No setups for me whatsoever. Other than like if you want to just take a risk and go long on this buy zone, good swing trade, small risk, right? You put your stop loss 1 tick underneath this buy area. And you know, the better setup is wait for like a higher low setup, which is what maybe people did here, basically on the inside bar and bought here. You can see the strong bull bar. People were waiting for some sort of pullback. The pullback never breaks the previous candle's low, but ends up giving an inside bar, and that was enough for the bulls coming off this buy zone. Pandas, make sure you scalp that like button. It helps out this channel a lot. We do have a trap about a trigger here, Pandas. I'm tempted to take this, but we are basically sideways. So I know we're like going bullish, but right now it looks very sideways to me. And we're on this trend line, but for me, even this goes up, I can't take it because I see this starting to go sideways, starting to see some resistance here. It's hard to trade when you're basically in this trading range. It ends up making a nice scalp for you regardless. And you know, hey, to me it's just still confusing to me. I don't have a clear trend. Like I don't have a clear move like this. I need some clear movement here. It does give you a nice scalp on the higher low, second entry long, Pikachu trade. That's a mouthful. Pushes up, pushes back down. Absolutely incredible. 2 traps failing on the 10,000 tick chart. This is how confusing today is. You have this that failed, you have this that failed. This is going to be the big move in my opinion. If we break below here, I think it's going to be a big move down in my opinion. But I'm just a panda, what do I know? The fact that we had, look at this, Pandas. Fails against we have basically a failed trap here, a failed trap here, right? With this break here, and let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here, Pandas. It's just very confusing, like I mentioned. I think this might be the big move down, but we'll see. We shall see. I think we're gonna big move down. I really do think so from here. Basically on the 5-minute chart, you have a double top here and you're pushing down the second entry short, and I think we're gonna try to fill this gap here in my opinion. Gonna have a measure move basically from this bar, from this low to the pullback, here, basically coming back to 20 MA, filling this gap. This is what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Is it gonna happen? I have no idea, but with that premise in mind, I'm looking for a short trade. I'm looking for an entry to go short if we get a decent push down here. Yeah. The only person who knows what's going to happen is Mr. Chin. Michael Chin himself is controlling the markets with his every order. Never lost trade in his life. Alright, Pandas, while this decides what it's doing, I'll be right back. All right. Did what I thought happen exactly that I thought? Ah, yes, it did. It did. It's making this measure move. Trying to fill these gaps. Unfortunately, I just walked away at the wrong time, and it gives us a trap trade at the opportune time here. It's an outside bar reversal, terrible signal bar, but that's the trade that, unfortunately, I was not there. Darn, 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 darn. Sorry, pandas. Sorry about that. You know, this is a setup that I probably will look for. I actually like this trade a lot. With that premise, I had to go down to go short. I was waiting for a setup. Didn't think it was going to look like this, but ended up happening. I'm looking for a second entry short. What can I say? We broke beneath this buy zone now, so it's no longer necessary. Let's see if we get a second entry short, and I'll be interested. It's a little wonky here. We'd like to be closer to 20 MA, but we would like to fill this gap here. We have these key areas, which is a previous day's close and our high. We want to fill these gaps. These are going to be magnets for us, especially on a strong bear bar. Anyone that's low on the 10,000 tick chart, you're thinking follow through on this bar, and you're thinking measure move on the 5 minute here. What can I say? I'm looking for a second entry short. Second entry short, not market does not give us the second entry short that we're looking for. Doesn't give it to us. It's an A, B, possible C like this. It's a hidden second entry short. I'm still waiting for my actual second entry short here. Let's get back to the 20 MA. I'll be waiting for a nice setup to go short here, if we can get it. Get me back to the 20 MA. But we're going completely sideways here, as you guys can see. Like overlapping bars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could just be a small bear flag. But still, regardless of bear flag, if this is a bear flag, I kind of want to enter in the bear flag on the upper range of it. Right now, it looks like it's going to break down now. Who knows though? It's in the trading range currently, and it's choppy. And I'm gonna, you know, people, this is a limit order market, converting to a limit order market currently, and it might do this because bulls and bears are fighting right now. They're battling it out to take control. And the bulls might get this above here, but I think bears will be waiting with limit orders near the 20 MA, in my opinion. People can be with limit orders up here, limit orders here, right? Buying and selling. People are making a killing right now. Okay, we're popping up a little bit. Let's see if we get back to the 20. Is that close enough, pandas? Pandas, is that close enough to the 20 MA for us? Is that close enough? Ooh. Oh, it's a good signal bar too. Is that good enough for us, pandas? There's not enough room to the bottom of this pivot. If we get a double top of some sort, comes back down, I may be interested in going short. Double top. Ooh. Double top. Currently terrible signal bar. It's a micro double top. Let's see. If it's a terrible signal bar, I'm not interested. But right now it's a micro double top. Let's see if we can get it. Maybe a little too far away from 20 May. Might be being a little impatient here. But I think we're going to get pushed down here. Do not copy my trades. In this trade, do not copy my trades. I might have been a little too eager there to go short because my bias is short. And it looks like it might get me here. It might give me a two-leggy back to the 20 MA, where I will re-enter in this trade again. The risk reward is not too bad. It's about a 2-point reward, 3-point risk.
10,000 tick trap.
Looks like it's about to get me. I don't mind if it gets me here because I will re-enter in another short trade here. And I might take 2 hits. But I like the premise. I like the fact that we're in a downtrend. I like the fact we're close to these key areas. I like the fact we're trying to go with trend. I don't like the fact that I might have entered in the bottom of this chop here. That's probably the worst part of this trade. That we're definitely choppy. I didn't wait till we hit the 20 MA. I might get punished for it. It looks like I will. It's okay, pandas. I'm going to take another trade off the 20 MA here. But do not copy my trades. I got hit. I'm just sticking to the rules and taking my stop loss where I should. And I will re-enter here another entry if we get it. I need a decent signal bar. And this is why you get out when you get out. Right? This is why you get out when you have to get out. You keep the stop loss because who knows what can happen here. It could be a strong reversal. I may enter again here short. But now strong bull bars ending near their high. It's hard for me to go short against this candle. So one trade today so far, I lost it, but I'm okay with it because I like the premise. Micro double top, we're hitting. The thing is about this was that it was too close to the bottom of the chop here. I wish it triggered maybe higher, kind of triggering up in this area. I wouldn't mind this. This is a terrible signal bar currently. And you can see the 20 EMA starting to rise. So got maybe a little too eager there taking this trap trade, but I took my chance and I don't mind. I don't mind losing that. I don't mind losing that. Yeah, it was a little too much. I was eager though to enter this downtrend, which I felt like it was pretty clear the targets we're trying to hit, which is the previous day's closes. Especially on the 5 minute, it needs to fill that gap. Hard to take this short, even though this might work. You know, it's hard to take because you got the rising, you have the 20 EMA rising up like this, and then with this bar it does come down, but that 20 EMA rising like that, it's very tricky. Actually might trap you out if you went short here. Might be a reversal. And you're still safe because your signal bar is up here, so your stop loss is way up here. So you're actually still okay for now, but you're definitely sweating. Definitely sweating. And now you got stopped out. So this is why I didn't enter this trade, because we're above the 20 MA by one tick. The 20 MA is starting to rise. Strong, 3 strong bull bars. And also this is why you get out of the trades when you should, because you might be trapped here now, right? Like if you're like, oh, for sure gonna go short, you may start feeling trapped and feeling really sweaty, especially if you're trying to scale in at this point. Very tricky. Tricky. So I took my hit and I didn't re-enter because it didn't look good on the re-entry, and saving myself from a lot of pain right now because of that. I'm happy with my decisions. This might be the only channel where, like, you know, the person loses a trade, but they're still happy with their decision. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's a little too choppy for me, but I had like a strong bias that this was gonna be another leg down at least, but ends up going way too choppy. Started to become 50-50, and now actually starts a reversal. And I took the stop loss where I should, and I'm happy with everything how I did that. I don't mind that. I took a risk here for sure though. Not enough room to the bottom of the trading range. I like the micro double top. I like the failed second entry long. I like the fact there was a trap coming in. But things not close enough to 20 MA. Also, not enough room to the bottom of this trading range. Got a little too choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bars, right? Overlapping. That in itself could be enough reason for you not to enter this. I just saw a clear target here. I'm just thinking, come on, the market has to come to fill these gaps, right? And sometimes that punishes you. So you do, right? So there's still a gap on the 5 minute chart, right? It still hasn't been filled here. And you have a measure move, still hasn't been met. Comes really strong reversal here. I think a lot of traders were trying to bank on the fact that we're going to go down, and they're getting punished, right? They're getting squeezed out right now. Right, those who are short trying to come in, scaling in, they're feeling a lot of pain. In fact, that this bar here might be the bar that shows you that they just got finished. Right, kind of exhaustion bar, bigger bar than all the rest. Big move down here. The 5 minute chart ends up becoming a two-legged pullback, A, B, C, and we might not get that measure move. Crazy day, strong move down, super strong reversal back up, It's quite crazy in my opinion. Quite crazy. And quite tricky, right? How many bull bars in a row is this, right? Okay, never mind. This bar here is showing that the bears are basically too much pain now. Right? If you look in the 10,000 tick chart, 2 strong bull bars ending on their high. 5-minute chart, 2-legged pullback, strong bull bar. That's still forming though. This could be an exhaustion bar here, but if there's follow through, then it's not an exhaustion bar, obviously. Right? It's just a strong bull trend. No pullbacks in all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bull bars in a row. 12 bull bars in a row. Absolutely incredible. It could be a bull leg in a trading range though. Easily can be that. It can reverse on a dime here as well. I don't mind taking that hit at all. Am I looking for an uptrend, pandas? Let's see here. I'm gonna put a poll up. If we see a 2-legged pullback forming here, off the 20 MA, would you go long here is the question. If you see a 2-legged pullback coming off the 20 MA here, would you go long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 bars above the 20 MA so far. Strong bull bar ending on its high on the 5-minute chart. 10,000 tick chart. Small pause bar. Let's see if there's follow through. If we get a 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA, would you go long here? Michael Chin in the chat says we're in a range, going long is hard. It is a trading range day today, so when you see a super strong bull move like this, everyone's very tempted to go long. In fact, we don't even get a 2-legged pullback. We get a first entry coming to that 4,000 level. 4,000 level. Let's see this act as a resistance. I'm not sure. Let's see if there's a sell area as well here. Definitely this is one here. This is a sell area. I'll probably use this over the 4,000. Yeah, I'll keep both. This is a sell area here. In trading range day, it's very important to find these buy zones and sell zones if it's a trading range day. Breaks through it, so no longer valid. The next one would be probably something like this. It's a little difficult to say, but I would probably put it like this zone here. Super strong move up though. Big pain, right? For those who went short here and try to scale in, big pain, big pain. I would like one more trade today if we can get it. At least. All right, I gotta remember next time. Just this much chop, even though you have a strong bias and plus a clear target. Just be careful. Be careful. I mean, that's surprising that couldn't even fill the gap. But I gotta remember that next time. For me, one problem I do have is that when I see like a clear area or target that I feel like needs to be hit, I feel like, you know, I trade according to that, and sometimes that really hurts me. That really does hurt me. This 4,000 level, it's causing some problems. Do I want to go long here? I mean, you're thinking 20 bars above the 20 MA. The first hit off the 20 MA could be a limit order buy for a scalp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. More than 20 bars above the 20 MA right now. You're thinking, you know, the first hit off the 20 MA could be a nice bounce. But at the same time, if this happens, reverses off a resistance level, such as the 4,000 mark, tricky. I'm going to put this pull up again if we get another setup. If we get another push down, I'm going to put the pull up again. That means we need 2 pushes down here. If we get another push down, I will put the pull up again to see what you guys think. Looks like we might get another push down here. Doesn't happen yet. Still hasn't triggered a second pullback. We're watching this. Gives you a micro double bottom. The always in bulls may still be in this. Always in long bulls. I just wanted to see the pullback so I can put the pull up. There it is. There's a pull up for you guys. You tell me what you think you would do if we come back to 20 MA. 2-legged pullback here. Go long. Could be a break a trend to new high here. And we can reverse off the 4,000 level. Or you think you're in a strong uptrend. This is a good opportunity to go long. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Signal bar is doji looking. Nope, looks bearish now. Bearish signal bar. Hard to enter long in anything right here. People are waiting. You know, this is the first time the trap is actually might be higher than the long or skip. The trap might be higher here. It's a terrible signal bar, pandas. Remember that. This is a terrible signal bar. So we do trigger above this. Right now, ooh. Okay, so right now, this is the signal bar. It looks bullish now, but we're overlapping this bar. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. The EMA is still rising. We're just at a resistance level with a breaker trend to new high. And looks like the trap is about to trigger here. It's an outside bar reversal trap, which I hate. Outside bar reversal, still about 200 more ticks. I hate outside bar reversals. You're sweating right now if you're in this outside bar reversal. And it might be another failed trap. It might be one of the days where all the traps just fail. If we get another reversal here, attempt to reverse, I'll take it. $20 EMA starting to rise. Going above. Boy, oh boy, how tricky. Pandas. How tricky is that? I'm gonna end this poll. Did you just see what just happened? Did you just see what happened? Did you just see what happened, pandas? I mean, this is what I'm saying. Today's market is so tricky because you had a two-legged pullback. Two-legged pullback. It triggers, and within the same bar, it fails, and within that same bar, it reverses again. How tricky can the market be? It is out to get you and take your money. This is a very tricky market, pandas. And with that, I mean, I might be happy with today, just with this loss, small loss, and just be ready for next week. By the way, it is Labor Day weekend, so you know, obviously Monday I won't be here. I won't be streaming, but I think this is just time to remind you guys. It is 80% off Labor Day sale right now. Make sure you take advantage of it. It will, you know, all the information is on the screen, but it is with BBM 80. You can get 80% off and take advantage of that while you can. And that's, I'm saying, you know, if you can get up to like 10, 50K accounts, just, okay, well, I mean, just, you could do 4. I'll just do 4. And, you know, you're talking about an investment of like around $120 investment, $130 investment, whatever that is. And you have potential to make like hundreds of $1,000s a year. What I mean by that is if you have 4 accounts with Apex and you have a trade copier, that means with just $100 a day, you can make $100,000 a year. All right, the math is so simple. The math is just 4 accounts, 4 times 250, which is the amount of trading days there are in a year. And if you multiply that by the amount you make per average per day, including wins and losses, if you can make $100 per day on average, then at the end of the year you make $100,000. And we're saying that, you know, with the 80% off discount code, I think it's worth a try. I think it's worth a try. I mean, the risk is so small. I mean, you're talking about like $100 risk and you get to trade. Yeah, so you can use a trade copier for the eval, so you can pass all 4 evals at one time too. So, hey, you know, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Tricky day. I'll say that right now. This is a very tricky day. The fact that this trap failed to break a trend new high off of resistance on the outside. This is why I don't like outside bar reversals, right? Because what you're essentially trying to trade is right into a trading range. Smaller time frame, that's a trading range. Currently have a higher low second entry long with a wedge here starting to form. It's very tricky. Very tricky. Starting to do the trading range here. It's above the 20 MA. The 20 MA is still pointing, you know, upwards. So this could be a good long trade, but the risk is huge now as an outside bar reversal as well. Risk is large there. We're coming to the sell area, basically creating a double top of the day. If you think today's gonna be trading range day today, you know, this is kind of the area where you start to look for reversals. And this is kind of also what I mean by this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You got 20 bars above the 20 EMA. You're thinking the first reversal off the 20 EMA could be a good trade. In fact, it isn't. It traps you, but then ends up working out. So just so tricky. That is so tricky. Very tricky. We have 4 pushes up, coming L4 setup near the sell area, sell zone. Sell zone is created by basically this cluster here before the strong breakdown, and basically bears are waiting to come to here, saying, "Man, we missed this big drop down. If it comes back up here, we wanna enter in." Kind of what happened down here. Sorry, Where was it? Was it here? Here. Kind of what happened here when you had this sell area or the buy zone. This buy zone here, people bought it, waited, you know, big move up. They just waited. Breaker trend to new low, coming to that buy zone. Big move up. This to me for sure now is a breaker trend to new high. Breaker trend to new high. Coming to that sell zone. But notice that there's no moving average gaps. So who knows? I feel a little more confident if we had a moving average gap. If you're wondering what a moving average gap is, basically it's when the price puts a gap between the moving average and the extreme, right? The low if it's above, the high if it's below. So right here is a moving average gap, right? The low of these bars, there's a gap between the moving average and the low of these bars, right? There's a small little teeny gap here, right? It's like a less than a 1 tick gap, but that is a gap, right? So this gap's right here's a gap here, right? The high of this bar, there's a gap, there's space between the moving average and this gap, and the high of this bar. So no moving average gaps here, as you can see, right? We didn't have any. If we had a moving average gap, we'd have a little more reason to think that this could reverse here, because you saw the bear strong enough to basically create distance between the candle, right, the extreme of the candle, the high of the candle, and the moving average. But we haven't seen that yet here, which means that if we come back to the 20 MA, we can basically maybe bounce off of it. Right, you kind of like the integrity is broken when you the integrity of the trend is kind of broken when you can get below the 20 MA. But we'll see here. I would be a sucker here if we get a trap trade. I would definitely be a sucker here if we get a trap trade. If we get a if we get a nice ABC trap trade, I'll take it. I'll try. I'll put my cards in because I think we're in a trading range day and we're at the top of the trading range. If we are. Spike and channel is what's happening here. Spike, channel. This is getting very messy here. Wedge. Spike and channel seems like a little bit better than that wedge. I got rid of the wedge. I'm gonna get rid of this channel as well. It's getting the, you know, my chart is getting too messy here. Something interesting happening on the 5-minute. You can see here that we bounce off of this pivot high. So we come here, try to test this pivot high, and we push up higher. We're actually making a new high. It looks like. New high created. Getting rid of this sell zone. It can reverse here still, but am I interested in going long here? I mean, it's a strong uptrend, but man, we are. I don't know if I can go long here, pandas. I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time going long, you know, anywhere in this area unless we can get a nice pullback to some sort of key area. Like now, I'm kind of trapped out of this uptrend. I'm just waiting. Absolutely incredible move, making a new high of the day. I'd like to enter another trade, but I'm just scared. I was scared we're gonna get some sort of double top here. I was scared of that. I mean, who wouldn't be? And you know, it's kind of when you like have too much information, it ends up being maybe bad. But in the long run, I think this is a better idea to not go long right into this top here. In my personal opinion. Sorry, pandas. I was eating some panda treats and I didn't want to like. Well, actually, maybe you guys will enjoy this one. Mrs. Panda just picked up some flaky pastry. Here's for ASMR for you guys. Like honestly, I don't like ASMR like when it comes to food, other than if something is like crunchy, flaky. I just hate that slobbering noise of like maybe eating. I don't know. If you're just eating bread, you know, just soft bread, that kind of like even doing that to myself, it kind of bothers me. I just hate that sound. But if it's like crunchy, flaky, that sound is like you can almost feel the food. You can almost feel yourself chewing that food as well. Kellyanne completed another eval target. Let's go, baby. Hey, congratulations. Hey, I'm a little red today. I took one loss today, and it was a loss. It was a reversal of the day so far. And we are just hovering above here, and it's a difficult place to be in, because are you trying to go long here? Are you really trying to go long? You know it's an uptrend, but are you really trying to go long right here is the question. I don't know. It looks a little overextended. I mean, you would like a nice pullback to some sort of key area. I mean, you could be always in long. I mean, we have a bunch of gaps here still. Little teeny gap here. Yep. We'll use this gap here. So these gaps are showing us the strength of the bulls. Albrook says, "Don't go short here." Yeah, don't go short on a strong bull. Anything, you know, even if you see a good setup, it's hard to go short, even with a trap trade. But I feel like the direction is kind of clear now. Like I was kind of confused, but feels like the market has made up its mind. I thought we were going to be in a trading range day today, but who knows? Because we still need to come back to the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. As you notice, the 20 EMA here has yet to be touched. And there's a 99% chance we will touch it today. I don't know. If that happens, then we can start turning into a trading range. I don't know. Kellyanne, I'm on vacation, so typing on the wrong computers and just struggling with this remote setup. I mean, you know how you know you love trading? When you're on vacation and you're still finding yourself trading. The thing is, it's like, sometimes when you're on vacation, you're like, you know, you kind of like, if you could really have an ideal vacation, it's just, you're just sitting there without distractions to trade. maybe on the beach or whatever, but or in your beach house. But it's just like, you know, you love trading so much. That's what you want to do in your pastime. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. I mean, always in long still. I mean, just keeps going up, up, up with no setups. Just first entry, strong bear bar. People just went long. I said, I don't care. I see a strong bear bar. That's a pullback. Let's just enter long here. What a move. What an incredible move right now. The bulls or the 5-minute candles. Right, the bulls are definitely always in long. I'm thinking they're always in long after this big bar, and they're just buying here. You can see it doesn't go retrace very far back. They bought here. They bought again at the close here, even though it's retraces still. And then at the end of this close, guess what? There's a small little gap here showing that they really want to buy. Right, they bought the close here to the point where they just come in and buy at the they're buying at the ask price. And you know that that little gap here is showing the eagerness of the bulls, right? Buying the close. We hit the previous day's high. I don't know if that's going to act as any type of resistance, but we are there. Yes, remember to this weekend is Labor Day weekend for those who are not in the states. That means that this Monday there will be no trading, and you guys can enjoy an extended vacation. If you're anything like me, I'm like I can't wait till Tuesday. I can't wait till Tuesday to be back with everyone. So. What a move. What an incredible move. Huh. You know this is a really strong move when you look at the higher time frame and literally there's no, you know, this move has no break of the previous candle's low. It's just people basically have their stop order, you know, one tick beneath any of these bars and just never getting hit. The 5-minute as well, one tick beneath any of the previous bars, never gets hit. Keeps going up, always in long. Pandas, I mean, I can't enter this long. I just can't. I can't. Main reason being is because for me it's hard to create an order from here. Like my stop order, my stop loss, maybe one tick beneath these pivot lows. I'm not sure. I want to enter long, but I can't find a setup here. This could be a trap trade outside bar reversal currently. I think I've learned today that today is not the day for traps. This one might work out because we're going with trend and it's super strong. Like very strong uptrend. Like look how far away from 20 minute it is, and it's not even like, man, scary. Kind of feels like you're playing that like that stacker game where you keep stacking bars or like these blocks. Every time you kind of like miss a little bit, the edge falls off, making it harder and harder to build more blocks. At some certain point in time, it's just gonna fail. These are all these gaps here right now. Very gappy. If you guys have to leave early, honestly, have an amazing weekend. Long weekend for those who are in the U.S. Labor Day. I mean, how big of a misnomer is that? Labor Day, a day where you do no labor. Coming back down. So that trap does fail. It was an outside bar reversal trap. Very tricky. So you want to enter this uptrend? I mean, what can you do? Maybe two-legged pullback here? Perhaps two-legged pullback at the 20 MA. I'll pull a pull up, see if you guys want to take it. I mean, we don't even have the setup. Don't have a setup. If we get a second entry, I'll put the pull up if we get another pullback here. Tricky day though, I would say early on. It was very tricky. A lot of the traps, trapping. We have so many failed traps. Even on 10,000 tick chart, you had traps trapping. Hard to time this big move up. At the end on the 5-minute chart is actually the simplest setup. It's just a two-legged pullback. Right, on the 5-minute chart, so simple. Just A, B, C. Just a two-legged pullback, good signal bar. That's all that was on the 5-minute. Second entry long. Ooh. Alright, we got a setup. Second entry long. Off the 20 MA. Super strong uptrend. Are we late in trend here, pandas? Are we just really late in trend to enter long here? I'm putting a pull up for you guys. If we get a good setup, if we get a decent signal bar. A decent signal bar here. Is it a crime to not go long here? I'm gonna go long.
10,000 tick trap.
Good signal bar. Good signal bar. Very good signal bar. The risk is not even that large as well. But we gotta wait for the entry. We gotta wait. We gotta wait till it triggers. Hasn't triggered yet. Now this good signal bar is looking like a bad signal bar. Maybe a higher low. Pandas! Pandas! What happened? What just happened? I mean, I thought we were like for sure just gonna go long there. Now it's a bad signal bar. 20 EMA may start to curl a little bit here. Starting to get a little sideways. Gotta time this.
10,000.
Oh, it's a doji bar. It's not the best bar, but the trend is so strong up. I may want to enter this. Risk is very small as well. I'll enter it. The risk is so small. It's about 2 point risk. I might have 2 losers today, but strong uptrend. Two-leggy back to the 20 MA. It's the first one too. It just keeps getting knocked back down. Looks like a limit order market and people are just selling the limit orders. Oh, the inside bar. Getting choppy, getting sideways. Getting choppy now, but still two-legged pullback to 20 MA. It's a Pikachu trade as well. Might be too sideways for me at this point. You can see clearly it's starting to be a limit order market. Right? People are just selling at the top. I want to see this bounce in reverse. It's a micro double bottom. Terrible signal bar now. Okay. No longer interested in that trade. It's absolutely incredible. Now we're beneath the 20 MA. 20 MA is curling down. Hard for us to enter long here. And I think that's it for today. I'm going to end with a loser, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm just waiting for my setup, and I'm being a good little panda, and just didn't really get one. Other than this one, but it was right at resistance, bouncing off, right, at 4,000 level. And it did actually trap you, and you lost this trade, and then finally went its way. So that's a tricky one because you actually lost that trade if you entered long there, even though it's hard to tell with the historical charts. So pandas, with that being said, have an amazing weekend, guys. It's a Labor Day weekend, long weekend, and make sure you guys take advantage of the coupon while it lasts, 80% off. And I'll see you guys bright and early on Tuesday. There might be a slight chance I might not be streaming on Tuesday, so make sure you hit that bell notification button and also subscribe, because depending on the weekend, I may be away out of town. So to make sure that you know when I will stream, make sure you guys hit that bell notification icon. And yeah, so I'll see you guys bright and early, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. But have an amazing weekend, everybody. Truly restore that mental capital. Do something that's fun for you outside of trading. Unless you're still studying and you really want to practice, then be my guest. But pandas, I'll see you guys then. And yeah, as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.